Star Wars Visions is a new series that is now streaming on Disney Plus. The 9 episodes that are part of the first season, as it's marked, are now on there. I actually was gonna do this review yesterday, but then I realized I hadn't slept in about 2 days, and so I realized I needed to take a second, recharge my batteries, and then do this review. So here we are today. This is a series of 9 anime shorts from 9 different animation studios that are essentially telling 9 different stories. They all have different styles of artwork, different uses of color, some of them are in black and white, and essentially tell their own stories in the Star Wars universe. Not exactly canon to the things that you may have seen before, but essentially just trying to tell their own stories in it. I'm gonna cut right to the chase. Visions is one of the most original things to ever come out of Star Wars. It's one of the best things, in fact, to come out of Star Wars in years. I unabashedly loved every one of these shorts. One of the best things about it, besides the original storytelling on display for each and every short, and by God, there is a lot of that, is the fact that all of them have a unique voice to them, and they all represent a different part of Star Wars, and all of them tell these wonderful stories, some of them more action-packed than others, some of them focusing more on characters, but each of them you end up caring about every one of these storylines, and the love and care that has gone into making these 15 minutes tops to 20 minutes or so shorts is truly remarkable. The first episode in particular, a lot of Kurosawa vibes, especially for the 7th episode. Those 2 episodes definitely hone in on that. They're also among my favorite episodes of the entire series. I absolutely loved it. They have different styles of artwork, and they're both so wonderfully done. I think the only common link is that there is a village involved of sorts, but it plays more of a role in episode 1 than in episode 7. But both of them use their villains and I should say this, but lightsabers in a very interesting way. But a lot of Japanese influences have existed in Star Wars ever since its conception. I mean, you go back, Lucas has talked about Kurosawa being a huge inspiration. So to see Kurosawa influences actually play out in Star Wars, quite literally so now in some of these shorts, was truly awesome. Like to be able to see that, I think is pretty cool. So the episodes are offered in English and Japanese, and I chose to watch all of them in Japanese, and I think that sort of went with the experience. I felt like watch it the way it was intended. Although that's not to knock down the English dub, which has a lot of big names attached to it. And I found that out because I was going through the credits of each and every episode and saying, oh, I should probably go back and listen to some of that English dub. And I did for a few episodes, which was pretty cool as well. I believe the last episode had Henry Golding. The one before that, I didn't watch that one in English. I just watched that one in Japanese. But that was one of my favorite episodes, episode 8, which I will talk more about later. Also, dare I say, this has some of the best action I've seen in Star Wars. There's one episode in particular, I think it's episode 3, where it's these twins who are born of dark side and they're both fighting over a kyber crystal. And the animation that is used in this episode, especially when there's some more fantastical anime stuff that's happening, and it's like almost like a Dragon Ball Z kind of episode. I feel like that episode will end up being one of the, on the back end for some people, because it's like, oh, this is just pure action. I mean, there's just no real substance to it, but the visuals in it are remarkable. So it's a weird review to do for this series because each one of them is telling their own story. And while I have my favorites, I feel like everyone's favorites are gonna vary. My favorite episodes were episode 1, 5, 7, and 8. Those were my 4 standouts. 5 in particular was excellent, called The Ninth Jedi. This one was really, really great. It essentially follows a group of Jedi who have been summoned to a place, and they might be able to help restore the Jedi Order. They're waiting on someone, but there's also a shipment of lightsabers that they're waiting on that is coming their way. This particular storyline I thought was excellent. And the way it plays out, I'm not going to give any spoilers. This was just the premise that I gave you. But the way it goes and the action that follows once, the episode progresses is remarkable. And I feel like the same way for episode 8 too. It starts off kind of slow. It starts out with this character who has fallen from somewhere and is like adopted into this clan, but then eventually, as things heat up between them and the Imperials, things get worse, and there's almost a battle between these two friends. And that's a lot of Star Wars now that I think about it. But the way all of these episodes are handled, like I said, it's just the way the storytelling is done that makes it so remarkable. Episode 7 in particular, like I said, along with episode 1, has a very Kurosawa like feeling to it, but episode 7 is really great because it very much felt like a samurai movie. And some of the images in that, especially with the villain as it's revealed, are beyond remarkable. I honestly could go on and on about how much I liked Visions, but like I said, this is not the kind of review that you're essentially going into expecting, you know, kind of like the way I handle a normal TV show critique. I'm trying to figure out what my least favorite episode was. I honestly don't know. I guess it's episode 2. I think so, which is also not saying much because I think that was also really great. I think it's called Tatooine Rhapsody or something like that. Yeah, that episode maybe, but I actually still enjoyed that one. Like, there's no real bad episode in this. But yes, I absolutely recommend watching Star Wars Visions if you want to see some excellent storytelling on display. And I hope they make more of these shorts in years to come. You know, I love seeing these kind of stories brought to life. And yeah, more please. I'm gonna give Star Wars Visions an A. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. There's going to be some TV reviews this week, including Midnight Mass. I'm going to try to do the Deathloop game review this weekend as well. It's swamped with a lot of stuff. As always, if you like this, guys, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the movies.